without saying. The Wii was a pretty big deal. Despite some disappointments in terms of responsiveness, Nintendo ultimately redefined the way we see motion controls, just like they had done previously to touchscreen technology before it, and video game controls in general before that, and even literally pedometers somewhere down the road. No, seriously, pedometers. I mean, this pedometer, developed by Nintendo to be nothing more than a cheap gimmick for the newest Pokemon game, so you could upload your Pokemon onto it and stick it on your belt and take them for a walk or some stupid crap, turned out to be actually one of the most accurate pedometers ever developed, trumping pedometers created by other companies that literally make nothing but pedometers. I swear to God, everything Nintendo touches turns to gold. But back to the Wii, it really was a big deal. I particularly like how there was no slow easing into it. Nintendo's always so confident with their tech that they just hit it full force. I mean, look at the 3DS. They're the first people to make glasses-free 3D technology. I can't, you know what? This console was impossible to get your hands on for at least the first year after it came out. My mom actually camped outside of Best Buy to get me mine. Now, before you think I'm some kind of spoiled brat or something, she made the mistake of promising she would get one, and ain't nothing gonna get between an Italian mother and a promise. Nintendo's marketing was what you'd expect for the first commercially available console with motion controls. They wanted to show off everything it could do. Look, 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 it can be a sword! Look, 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 it's a gun, you can shoot people! Look, 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 it's a steering wheel to drive the cars and the things! Pretty much all of their earlier games fell into one of these three categories, not to mention all the sports games. Nintendo made sure that they had at least one of each type of game to accompany the Wii as a launch title. What I consider the big three were The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, trying to show that this new way of playing could seamlessly mix with the types of games we've already become accustomed to, Red Steel to show off both shooting and swording simultaneously, and last but not least, Excite Truck. Now, I'm not really sure what it's like. I mean, I'm what most people would consider a good kid, but I'm pretty sure this game is what it feels like to be on crack. As its name suggests, Excite Truck is a truck racing game and actually a descendant of the Excite Bike series. Unlike other racing games, Excite Truck isn't actually about placing first. The main goal of each race is to collect stars. Stars are collected by performing funky stunts and doing other funky moves. There's also a star bonus depending on what spot you placed in by the end of the race. These stunts include drifting, tree runs, truck smashes, but most importantly, jumps. The jumps in this game are absolutely over the top, but there's nothing wrong with that. Just like Excite Bike, pretty much half of the game is spent jumping. When reaching the tip of a ramp, if you press the boost at the right moment, your wheels catch fire out of radness! When landing a jump, the player has to try to land all four tires on the ground at the same time to get another speed boost. This was a great way to showcase the Wii's controls, giving the player complete control over the position of the truck by rotating and twisting the Wii remote. At times, jumps do seem a little repetitive. Driving over these rolling hills sometimes feels more like surfing than driving. This game features two things that, to the best of my knowledge, it's the first game to have ever implemented. First off, changing terrain mid-race. Throughout the track, you find these spinning emblems that, when driving through them, cause the terrain to shift. Most often, they create more jumps for you to take, but on some occasions, they'll call disasters. It's really cool because you can take out your opponents if you manage to make the terrain throw them off. The only disappointing thing is that in the single-player mode, the human player is the only one who has access to these. The CPUs don't. It kind of feels like they're giving you an unfair advantage. If you can do it, your opponent should be able to do it too. Second, the game allowed players to play their own music during the race by loading it onto an SD card. I've never actually tried this, so let's give it a shot. Oh man, now we're talking. It's official! It's done! It's done! Rules of Nature goes with everything. It's in everything. I actually wanted to play Scandalous, but I thought I might get in trouble for that. But just imagine the hilarity if I had done that, but I didn't. But again, as a launch title, the game's goal was to show off everything the Wii could do. And as sad as it is, this is the only game I know of that ever supported user music. There are many different tracks to choose from in the game, each one with its own stats. I like the classic way of blackening out the unlockables until they've been unlocked. Most of the stats are pretty basic, speed, air, but there's handling. I mean, they obviously need to include it. They can't make every truck handle differently, but at the same time, this game is being played with motion controls. So how can we remove control from the player without disorienting them? Well, as you'll notice, there's three types of handling: slow, medium, and quick. What's the difference? Well, depending on the setting for a specific truck, the game will actually put a little bit of a delay between your controls and their effects on screen. That means if you have quick handling, your wheels will turn as soon as movement is registered. But if you're slow, there's a little time before it happens. Generally, it follows that smaller, lighter cars will have quick handling and good air, while larger, heavier cars will have slow handling and good speed. While the idea of purposely delaying the response to a player's controls in a racing game, or really any video game for that matter, is kind of ridiculous, I actually think that it was handled properly. Oh my god. I'm actually not sure how else this could have been implemented without distorting the player's commands. So I'm fairly impressed. I mean, they were the first ones who had to figure out how to do this, so it was a good solution. Either way though, it doesn't actually make much of a difference. Since you're in the air so often, and like when I say in the air, I mean you're practically in a cream cheese commercial, you almost always have enough time to position your truck in the direction of the road to save you time turning. Also, while on the road, trucks all seem to behave like bars of soap. Like, no, seriously. I thought maybe they were pulling a Connect. Maybe they were afraid of how players would react to steering for real, so they gave the trucks a sort of basic path to follow by default. But that's not the case. I mean, I guess it's somewhat realistic. If you're driving that fast through sand and mud and other surfaces that wouldn't offer much friction, turning the front wheels quickly wouldn't actually be enough to turn your truck right away. You'd probably continue drifting forward for a while. It just doesn't feel that great though. It feels like you're just sliding around. You could be spinning your wheels side to side, your back end is spinning out of control, but you're still going in a straight path. So trucks with quick handling don't really have much of an easier time than anyone else. There's this weird effect where as you're going up a steep slope, the camera closes in on you, and all of a sudden the controls become super sensitive. I'm not really sure why this happens, but I keep losing control in this situation. There's gotta be something up with it. I feel as though the high speed could have been implemented a little better, but at the same time, this is an awesome truck racing game where your wheels alight a lot, so it's not really annoying. Here's something cool I'd like to point out. Remember how I talked about flow in the Conduit video? Well, Excite Truck is a game that designers everywhere should take a note from. The game is all about ridiculous stunts and going fast. What's pretty much the one and only way a sense of speed can be stopped? Well, when the truck collides with something and gets wrecked. So here's how the game handles crashes. When you hit something, the camera shifts in front of you, everything goes slow-mo, and you watch your truck break apart. Now in many games, they'll just respawn you automatically after a certain amount of time. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll even give you a bar to visualize how much time you have left before respawning. And they do that in this game. But they give you the option to tap the gas button quickly to respawn faster. And if you do respawn like this, you actually get a boost as soon as you land. Well, this is a racing game, so who's not going to respawn as soon as possible? There's no strategic benefit in waiting any longer than you have to get back into the game. If you don't tap the gas button to respawn, this is how long it takes you to come back into the game. And keep in mind, when you do come back, you don't get a speed boost. So while the option to not respawn as soon as possible is given to you, it's pretty pointless. Some might consider this redundant. I mean, why doesn't the respawn bar just fill itself as fast as it would if you were tapping it? Well, here's the thing. By asking the player to tap a button, they create a situation in which the player is actively participating and not sitting idly as they wait for their car to respawn. There's never a dull moment in this game. There's never a moment where you can put your controller down and just wait for something to happen. By tapping the button, they keep you excited. And on top of it, they reward you with a star for a nice crash. As per the game's central theme of being on hard drugs, the music accompanying each stage is, well, from a 2006 vocabulary, epic. The stages are really cool too. They're not just the rural country road sort of levels you would expect from a truck racing game. Each stage is based on a different country to justify its design. There's Scotland, where you drive through wide open fields of grass and castles. Finland, where you go through snow and glaciers. A Fiji beach where you hop over islands. Mexico, a mostly desert track with many cactuses and canyons. And China, where, well, you jump around the Great Wall and there's bamboo. Wow, these tracks are kind of stereotypical. I mean, they're almost blatantly offensive. Oh, wait, hold up. There's another stage. Canada. Wow, what's this gonna be? Like first off, it just sounds ridiculous. Level 3, Canada. All of Canada. Okay, well, there's gotta be snow, right? Oh, and I bet you get to drive through a hospital for free. Oh, there's probably gonna be like a bilingual stop sign or two. Oh, I bet you're gonna drive through a cabana sucre, and at one point you're gonna change the terrain so maple syrup comes flying out of the trees and you trap your enemies. If you're gonna call a level in a video game Canada, there has to be maple syrup. Alright, I'm ready to be offended. Let's go. Okay, well... Oh god, what is this? You know, I find it kind of sad that the only generic country road through the woods level that you'd expect to be in the game is called Canada. This thing looks like a Bass Pro Shop. Okay, well, all the other levels had super lame stereotypical landmarks. What do we have? Well, we've got some forests and some water mills and the forest fires and tornadoes. Yeah, of course, yeah. Oh, and a train track! Praise be to Justin Trudeau, ladies and gentlemen, we have a train track, it's official, this is Canada! Is this the Canadian Pacific Railway? The railway whose construction was headed off by Sir John A. Macdonald, the first Prime Minister? The railway that essentially unified Canada by linking the East and West? No, it's just Super Railroad. They could have at least put like a big CN logo there or something. I mean, jeez. Okay, I'm sorry, Americans on the internet, I'm sure you feel alienated at this point, but trust me, that was hilarious and completely worth it to Canadians. Actually, no, that wasn't funny to anyone except for me 3 nights ago when I wrote this god-awful script.
I believe that
I've been playing for a while and I realized something pretty odd. I never actually completed this game. Well, by complete, I mean get S rank on all the stages. Okay, well let's pick up from where I left off and see if I can get the S rank. Alright, I got my stars and that's not an S. That's not an S. Okay, well maybe I need to do something else. Like maybe I need to get first place and get the stars. No, that's not it either. Okay, well I really don't know how to do it. It doesn't really matter though. I don't need an S rank on every level. I think the cutoff is at least a C or a B, and if I got that on each stage, I'll continue and unlock whatever the next stuff is. So yeah, aside from something being up with how ranks are earned, this game is pretty solid on all levels, especially as a launch title for the first console ever to make motion controls its primary feature. Oh nice, I got a new stage! Oh man, Nebula! That's got bonus stage written all over it. Alright, well let's give it a try. I'm not really sure what to expect. Oh man! If you thought the rest of the game was on crack, this Nebula stage is like, I'm pretty sure it was developed during MK Ultra or something. Like, Jesus Christ, what is this? Honestly though, as far as bonus stages go, it's pretty lame. It actually looks a lot like the Mexico stages, but with weird transparent textures and custom alien looking trees instead of cactuses. And is that, what the heck is that? They look like those Krazoa spirits from StarFox Adventures. StarFox reconfirmed? No, didn't happen. It's actually really disorienting. As you drive uphill, you can actually see the track ahead of you through the glass-like ground you're driving on, so your perception of depth is just thrown out the door. I think I much would have preferred a moon level or something. I think that would be really cool, especially for this game. But I mean, hey, it's a bonus stage, they can do whatever they want. Okay, so what happens when I beat this? Do I unlock anything else? Yeah, that's not happening. Despite some issues with driving mechanics and some pretty generic and repetitive stages, Excite Trucks did its job. It showed off expertly what kind of experience we could expect on the Wii because of its motion-controlled gameplay. It actually has a really arcade feel to it. I think this could have been a really successful arcade game. And you know, dare I say it, was actually pretty graphically impressive. But hey, that's enough of that. That's the video. Thank you for watching. I can't really make an Excite Truck joke as I walk away from the... So I'm just gonna pretend I'm driving a truck. I'm an airplane, apparently. Hello, welcome to the end screen. Check out this poster. You probably can't see it because the screen is small, but that poster, that's Sebulba from Star Wars Episode 1. Yeah, from the pod racing game. I actually had that game on my old computer. Anyways, I just wanted to mention that poster because I realized it's like a cool poster. I actually got it from the game. So here's how the next few videos are going to play out. I'm going to make the video on the one that I've chosen out of one of the two options that I said last time. Then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video on the other option, and then after that one I'm gonna make a video on the sequel to that first option I talked about. Anyways, thank you again for watching my video. As of this point, those response videos to the other videos should be up. So yeah, those will finally be up. I'll probably have a link somewhere in this end screen with that. Now I know I have a lot of videos planned and everything, and it does take a very long time to do these because it is summertime and I work full time because I have to pay for school. That I'm basically locked in for the next it's 4 years, I did 1 year, so now it's 3 years if I don't fail anything. So it's kind of a busy time for me, but I'm still trying to pump out as many of these as possible. So while it may take me a while to do some of these, please rest assured I will keep doing them, and I'm literally constantly working on them. When I'm not at work, I'm doing this. I have no social life. It's great. I recommend it to everybody to not have a social life because social lives are a waste of time, and let's see how many more times I can point my finger like this. So that's it, thanks, goodbye, I love you. No, that's weird, because I don't know you.